it's another side that like wants to take more, and wants to go that one more round, because like going that one more round when you don't think you can, that's what makes all the difference in your life. You know what I mean?
Welcome to another episode of One More Round at the Rocky Series podcast. I'm your host, Ryan. With me today, of course, Katie and Kyle. How you doing today?
I'm good. I thought I slept in for this show. I'm usually up at 6:30.
Oh, yeah.
And then I woke up and I'm like, I feel too rested today. Something's going on. And it was like 8:40. And I'm like, oh, crap. I got to get ready for the show. So I'm like barely awake right now.
Oh,
okay.
Look at you sleeping
nice.
in.
Yeah, it's nice to get a few extra Z's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And Katie, did you get some extra sleep or are you an early riser?
I have to set an alarm because I'm one of those people that pushes snooze a lot. So
I purposely set up my alarm clock across the room. So I have to get up or else I will push snooze a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wake up to an alarm. 99 times out of 100, I'm always up before the alarm. I'm one of those people that wakes up before the alarm. I have an internal clock, as they say. Yeah. All right. We got a lot to go through today in a good way. I'm really excited. We made a call, if you guys remember last episode. Those last couple episodes were like, where's our audience? I know they're listening. The audience is listening, but nobody's, hey, guys, or anything. So some old faithfuls came through for us, both on YouTube and in emails, saying, we're here. We're here. So our begging, and we keep the beg lines are remaining open. So don't hesitate to keep this great discussion points coming in. Let's start with the YouTube comments.
From Andy Grew, host of Van Damme Podcast. I'd argue that this is the best movie for Rocky's hair.
His hair's always made me chuckle. And he's saying that Rocky 5 is Sly's best hair. Katie, what do you think?
Probably the original Rocky.
Interesting.
His hair's not that good there. His hair's styled in the other films. It seems like in the first one, it's just like how I might do my hair, where in the other ones, someone has actually did his hair for him. But maybe he looks better that way. I've never really thought about how his hair looks.
His best fake hair was Demolition Man. That was
his actual hair. His actual hair.
Oh, his best
When did he
actual
get
hair?
fake hair?
And it has to be a Rocky movie, Ryan.
I'm going to go with Rocky 4 with the fake beard. Everything's fake
With his hat on. Yeah, that's the best hair right there.
Yeah,
That's right.
I can't see it.
Okay, what do you got? More Grew.
He says Danny DeVito is Father Carmine. Is that what Dave suggested?
Did he suggest Danny DeVito?
No, Steve Buscemi.
Okay, Danny DeVito did come up somehow.
Oh,
And then
maybe Danny DeVito is like Mike or Jimmy.
Oh, that would work too. Short.
It's the
Yeah.
height thing.
Yeah, but Danny DeVito is Father Carmine. Sure. Okay, I'll allow it.
in Tommy's defense, he might be bewildered because he's being trained by the greatest fighter in Rocky canon history.
The prayer, and we're talking about how Tommy's kind of confused in general, by Rocky's behavior. You could argue too, he doesn't know Rocky other than from what he sees on TV and commercials. So he's seeing Rocky, the person behind the cameras and outside the ring. And so some things are, this guy's kind of odd. That's the old adage, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
You find out they're just human like you, and they're weird like you, and maybe irritating like you, and all these other things. Yeah, that could be just Tommy's, this guy's a human too, and he's just an odd duck. Sure, I'll allow that. Yeah.
His last comment is nobody had anything good to work with. Talia had one scene in the street. Otherwise, her character was completely one-dimensional. Robert's character, as written, was very layered, and Sage had a lot to work with. Gant was simply a pro who saw what the character was and ran with it. In reference to like people's
just the
acting.
The cast. Yeah, the acting, the cast. I don't disagree necessarily. I will push back on the Adrian, meaning this is the most she's done in the franchise. I would argue if Rocky 4 was a joke, Adrian was barely in it. Rocky 3, she just had the big speech on the beach.
Let's not forget, she had her singing debut.
Oh,
Dodo.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying. I guess I'll push it back on the one-dimensional part where I find that her one dimension, especially in parts 2, 3, and 4, was don't fight.
I agree, Ryan. That's a good point.
And I know in part 5, she still doesn't want him to fight and she protects him. But we get to see her be a mother and a housewife, and the street speech was great, which is what he's mentioning. But she's not any less one-dimensional.
You see some like side eyes with her and Paulie more. I see why he's saying that. She wasn't given that much, and yet she knocked it out of the park. So maybe that's what it is. Talia really, took it.
I guess in general, I'm a staunch defender of part 5. I'm with Team Kyle here that there's a lot going on in this family drama film that people are, yes, we get the R word Rocky. I get that at the beginning of the film. But other than that, there's a lot of great family drama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We have one from Eccentric Views. He says, I rarely disagree with my man Kyle, but Rocky fights with heart, not anger. He would never instruct Tommy to imagine his opponent as his father, but I still like you, Kyle. I thought it was out of character for Rocky, mean-spirited.
Yeah, honestly, I agree. It's very rare. But I can be mistaken from time to time.
Oh, yeah, from time to time. Sure. But usually it's you two disagree with me, so it's nice to see some of our listeners are finally disagreeing with you guys. We just want to say good morning to Jared from what's his podcast again? The
Hyperspace Podcasting, the 25th century. Is this that time traveler guy?
Yes, Jared. He's from the 25th century. Yeah.
Nice.
Good job, by the way. Good job on saying his podcast. I usually get it wrong. He spelt it out for us.
Maybe he doesn't want to be confused with like Jared from Subway.
That's true too. Yeah.
What a timely reference, Kyle.
Yeah, really.
Just teasing you. Okay. Keith Williams says, greetings from the UK. I love all the UK people. Christopher was so excited when you mentioned his name. He's told our whole family and can't wait to tell his friends at school. He's off school with a heavy cold, but this absolutely made his day. Another brilliant podcast. We both love your episodes, and I've really enjoyed watching all of the Rocky films with all of your funny facts. Here's one for you. I can't remember if I saw it or read it, but Gaza was originally supposed to be Rocky's cousin. Mm-hmm.
I did hear that.
I was thinking it was brother, but
brother. Yeah, that's right.
I think the original script might have been an older brother or something like that, or an older sibling or family member. That would even, you could even argue maybe they are in the movie, not brothers, but cousins. You could argue there's no reason to say they didn't say they weren't. I'm just the closest, because why did Gosel have this guy around? Why did he give him such breaks and stuff? You could almost see a cousin could give this character a lot of breaks for messing up, not breaking thumbs, and because family, you get a lot of different breaks with a family member, right? Yeah.
I concur. We're from Liverpool, but support Everton. And their stadium is actually where Donnie has his first fight with Ricky Conlon. Ooh, that's cool. I like that fun fact. I just want to thank you for your time and commitment to these projects. Keep punching. You guys are the best. Thanks, Keith.
And Keith's watching us live right now on YouTube. Wow, weird. Weird timing.
He wanted to hear his comment.
It's like meta. So now we're going to read his comments from his comments, and then his live comments, and then he's going to comment on his comments, and we're going to be like this weird spiral of commenting. So thank Keith and son, Christopher. Thanks for watching, guys. All right. We got a fun comment there regarding our thumbnail from somebody.
Van Damme fan, that picture of Rocky in the thumbnail. 3 laugh emojis and then well done. Did you actually do that? Okay.
Have you not seen the thumbnail for the YouTube version of the show?
I remember when we recorded and you were like, I'm going to take a screenshot.
I did it. I used that for the thumbnail and it's horrible. It's not altered or anything. We just happened to pause it when Sly was talking to Father Carmine. He just had the extra.
You're finally going to get contacted by Sly, but it'll be like, you hate me. Like, hey, you better take that down or I'm going to come and smash your face in.
I'm like, dude, that's from the literal film. You're going to have to burn all the Rocky 5 films. That's a still from your film. There's nothing you can do about it. All right.
We have some emails.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah. Even though apparently it's really difficult, according to Kyle, to send an email.
we should say every one of these proved Kyle wrong about how hard it was. Actually, in the next email, we want people to say how hard it was to write the email. We want to hear the level of difficulty.
The arduous. Yeah, you have to log in. You have to click new message. You have to write a subject line. Then you have to hit send at the end. It is an arduous thing to send an email.
And these people did it, though. These people.
They did. Peter Schuler.
It shows how awesome our fans are.
I
They're
know.
willing to go through the burden. They're willing to endure the entire process of sending an email. So
Very burdensome. He says, still listening to your podcasts. Hey, Ryan, Kyle, and Katie. Just letting you all know, I've been consistently listening to each podcast you've released on Rocky V. Strangely enough, I'm very interested in the discussion of Rocky V, as it reputedly the most maligned film in the franchise. I've dug deep into various podcasts covering Rocky V, and I'm fascinated by many aspects of the film. However, I mainly respect Gen X perspectives, as we are all there to witness the theatrical release. I saw Rocky V on opening day in January 1991 in Australia at the age of 13. I even recall the anticipation for Rocky V dating back to 1988, reading scoops and rumors in magazines, all before the internet.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Peter, he's 2 years older than me. We're very similar experiences. I remember the scuttlebutt. I remember the hype. I saw it in the theaters. Yeah, I guess I'm Gen X. I guess I am Gen X. Is that right?
right on the border.
I'm an elder millennial.
Yeah, because millennial starts in 81.
Sometimes they say 80.
Are you millennial too then, Kyle? Is that right?
Yeah, I was born in 84, so I'm well within the range. No one would say I'm Gen X.
Okay.
But if you're elder millennial, then in reality, you don't fully relate to millennials, say, born in the 90s, but you don't really relate to people born in, say, the 70s either. You have traits of both generations.
People born between 77 and 83, those 6 years, because we grew up not online, but were completely online as adults.
I got the internet at 13.
Oh, wow. So you're abusing it in your teen years.
As much as you can on the family computer. But yes, I did, though.
Oh, all that fun generational talk. Back to Peter's email. So he was reading about it from 1988 on. There was a lot of speculation about the film's new tone. As a 12-year-old, my patience were thin, as I vividly remember calculating that a Rocky film had been released every 3 years between 76 and 85. And then you did have to wait a long time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding One More Round podcast, I enjoy many digressions and deep dives into details of the film. I have to admit, for the past 35 years, I've always assumed Paulie slept upstairs in one of the rooms while Rocky and Adrian had their own bedroom upstairs, and Robert was bunked down in the basement. Funny enough, I recall Mike Kunda on Slycast telling Jeff that Paulie's house in real life is now a dangerous meth den. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It seems even Mike avoids that section of Philadelphia on his Yo Philly tours.
I just want to say I almost deleted that part.
That section.
Peter might not know. Mike Kuda can't stand me. He hates me. Maybe hate's a strong word. He doesn't see eye to eye with the way that I do things. Let me rephrase that. Hate's a strong word.
Mm-hmm.
I have it on good authority. He's not crazy about me. There we go. Maybe I'll just say that. I have it on good authority that he's not crazy about me.
Well,
so
Ryan,
that's like
when you go to Philly, you guys can like have a beer together and bury the hatchet.
I don't have a problem with him. He drew first blood, not me. Like I think he honestly just doesn't like my style, which is fine. Like he's a creator. Obviously, he's on social media. He carries the Rocky torch with his tours and his business and everything. I'm more of the class clown in that sense. Like I get it. Like I'm more of I don't have a dog in the fight, so to speak. So my style of Rockyism and Slyism and the way that I can take the mick out of Sly, because I don't have anything to lose, if that makes sense. So I've rubbed him the wrong way over the years, and he's not crazy about me.
So you could rub him the right way when you're in Philly and you meet him in person.
I don't think he has any interest in sharing a beer with me, which is fine. I kept it in because it's fair to Peter, and Peter. And it just goes to show that Peter's been listening to a good friend of the show, of course, is Craig, who ran the Slycast, and I can't believe so. Peter's been listening to this stuff forever because Craig was doing this stuff well before I started. So wow, Peter's in for the long haul. So thanks, Peter. Appreciate that. Yeah.
It's really sad that places become a meth den and stuff, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't think that was like a horrible part of the city in like the original film. It was probably like working class part of the city, but it wasn't like the ghetto or anything. It's really sad. I remember like I went to a bad part of Detroit and I could tell that this was once a really nice neighborhood.
Urban blight.
You could imagine kids playing out here and it being like a nice neighborhood. Now it's just awful.
It is sad.
It sucks that this part from the film if you call it iconic, but this important area of the film now has been kind of swept up in that. It sucks.
Yeah.
Peter has a hot take. He says, I might be the only Rocky 5 fan who adores the technotronic score of this film. Keep it up and go for it. You might be.
That might be
Peter.
true.
You might be.
I'm in the camp of I don't mind it, but I wouldn't go as far to say as I really like it or adore it.
I'm in the camp of this film came out in 1990. Every time I hear it,
Yeah, it dates
for better
it.
for worse. That's just what it's telling me. Keep it up.
Yes.
It's not horrible, but it's just
What's
so
interesting though, to your point, Ryan, the other films, their soundtracks sound very much of their times too, but for whatever reason, we don't mind it.
Yeah, because it's good music. It's fun.
Anyway, okay. He says, in addition to Elton John's closing song, Measure of a Man, that song always brings tears to my eyes. Back in 1991, I truly thought it was the closure of the Rocky franchise. Same, it is a tearjerker with the black and white. It's meant to be, this is the end. And
it was written for the movie. It's my understanding too. It was written for the film. Sometimes they take songs that were made before the film was even like realized, but this song I believe was made for the film.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
I'm 90% sure.
No, Eye of the Tiger was too, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. Because
I never knew that. I remember thinking when I was younger that I thought they made the film around that song, and I thought it was cheesy when Apollo's like, the Eye of the Tiger, man. I'm like, quit referencing this song. This is stupid. But now it's, I'm wrong, actually. Like, the song is referencing the movie, which isn't so bad, though.
To close out Peter's email, he says, keep up the good work, guys. Don't lose heart. Regards, Peter Schuler.
All right.
Then we have, thank you, Peter.
A comment here from Jared. He just said, I would love for a score to be released for this movie. The soundtrack album was all of the 90 rap and R&B tracks. I thought there was a sound. There's no soundtrack for the film officially. I guess you can just go on YouTube and download each one by one because the music's out there, but I guess there's no official, maybe hard version like a CD or LP. And Jared also shared with us that the Elton John song was written for Rocky V. Yeah. And I believe it won a Razzie for worst movie song of the year. Of course, it's the Sly hate. There's no reason that should be a bad, like that's just the Sly, like the Razzies loves to bury Sly.
But it's Elton John and it's an amazing song.
It's association. It's association.
Okay. Well, yeah. So David Burrell sends one with the subject, hello. Hey guys, I've been catching up on the last few shows and clearly my future in casting is about as secure as Paulie in an off license. What's an off license?
That's a place you could buy booze. That's not a liquor store necessarily.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
That's really common in the UK, but also in Canada here, like in certain parts of Canada, where there's government liquor stores and stuff, when they close, then you could buy beer at certain places that have a license to sell it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, Dave, but yeah, we'll see. He says, so my next idea is to write a script for you all to read. Are you up for it? You may recognize a theme when you get it. Sure.
The theme, Party at Kitty and Studs?
As for my entry into the ring, I was stopped for medical reasons. But as Rocky says, it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. So I go again in April, hoping I can make it. I'm thinking the doctors will just ignore past issues, much like they do in Rocky Balboa. Keep punching, UK Dave. That's awesome. Keep us posted, Dave.
You need to get George Washington Duke with you. We can work around it.
Yeah, you get around any medical report, dude.
Yeah. Before you get to the last email, quick corrections. Jared just said that there was a CD for the Rocky V with all the rap, but he wants the Conti music. I got it. I see. Paulie on our Instagram live said, always thought that the Elton John song was meant to be used based on the original plan of Rocky dying at the end of the film, but it could be wrong. That's very possible. Sly could have told.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Sly could have told Elton, hey, my character, don't tell anyone, but my character will be dead at the end of the film, so I want you to. It's a homage to the Measure of a Man, but he's still alive.
Rocky questions is the subject.
Okay.
Hello, Ryan, Kyle, and Katie. I have 3 questions for you. One, besides the Rocky Steps, which filming location from any of the Rocky movies would you like to visit?
Okay, so I want to go where the tropical fish place is and the mixed gym, that area. I want to see what it really feels like in real life and looks like. So it's not that corner, but like that intersection where all the roads meet there. And I definitely want to go there. Sounds like it's a little dangerous. So I'd want to be there with a group of people. I wouldn't want to be there by myself at night or anything, but definitely there.
Mine was similar in that it seemed as though everything was within a block of each other in the original movie and then coming back in Rocky 5. If I had to pick just one and not the block, it would be Rocky's apartment. And I assume Mickey's gym is just around the corner and then like that. Similar. What about you, Ryan?
Rocky's apartment's not bad, but Katie, they're all the same. So why?
Oh, you're right. You're right.
You know, it's so stupid, but I just want to go to the beach so I can visit where they ran with Rocky and Apollo on the beach. One, because I could say this is where they ran. And two, I could just spend the day at the beach because I love the sand and the ocean. So I would love to go visit the beach because I believe it is actually. There is like it's known. I forget where it is, but it's been mapped like where they ran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
In LA.
Okay.
Or California. Yeah, we got answers here. Paulie from his gram says he'd like to climb the mountain from Rocky 4. Yeah, so if you want, there is the Derek, the Wayne Johnson, and the Angry Video Game Nerd. They did a video. It's on YouTube of the Rocky 4 mountain location. It's really cool, and I interviewed Derek for that. So check that out on YouTube. It's really cool. They went to the filming location of Rocky 4 site, so it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Second question, what do you consider one of the funniest moments in any of the Rocky movies? I love Rocky when Rocky is on the news and says, "Yo, Adrian, it's me, Rocky," and then yells, "Quit pushing." Yeah. He finishes that with, I also love when he says he feels like a Kentucky Fried Idiot trying to catch the chicken.
Yeah.
I like condominiums, never use them.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's like the one sex humor.
Violates you like a parking meter?
Yeah. But it's rare though. Like like there isn't a ton of sexuality in Rocky. They generally leave that out.
No. Depends on which lens you're looking at the movies through, because I, as a woman who thinks that they're very attractive, I'm like, it's all like they're just like half naked men running around half of the time. But not actual like sexual innuendo.
Yeah, like I was thinking innuendo or like people together type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They roll around in the like meadow.
Yeah. The first movie when they imply that they have sex after in the corner
wedding
of the
night
apartment.
There's probably more than we think, but there's not like sex scenes.
Katie, did you have a funny one that you thought was funny?
Yeah, there's some good ones. Paulie has a lot of really good one-liners, but I'm going to go with, I laugh out loud every time Rocky says, "This ain't no pieing contest."
That's a good one. And it's apropos for their season 5 Rocky 5 coverage. Very good.
He's the best at self-deprecating humor or making fun of his character. If he's going to say something funny, it's likely going to be that. I like when he's like, "Jamaican, huh? European." That always like...
It's funny because he doesn't... Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jared came in with, he likes it. Yeah, I like that scene too. It's always a great scene. You could tell the breaking character outside the meat shop when Paulie's like, "My sister really likes you," and he's breathing on Rocky, and you can tell that Sly is it's Sly laughing with Bert more than the Rocky character.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What's yours, Ryan?
Another Rocky 3 moment. The whole gym sequence when Rocky and Paulie and Rocky 3 are talking about, "I don't like those people," and "What do they ever do to you?"
Oh yeah.
I love that. The funniest little moments. It's a nice little nugget, and if you can catch it, I love the small person that's in the gym. You ever catch the small person in the gym? So go look at this.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
it's crazy. There's like all these big masculine men, and there's a little person standing on a stool or something in the gym. You can catch it. It's when it pans through the crowd.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, tough gym. There's a little person. I only caught it doing this podcast when I did a freeze frame discussing the scene or something, and there he is. But that whole sequence is funny, though. All that part aside, the whole like maybe they don't like you much, none either. Whatever do to them. Yeah.
That's a good point, Ryan. There's a lot of things that you discover by freezing, like by pausing it.
Yeah,
the way that you do. His third question is, if you had to get a Rocky tattoo, what would it look like and where on your body would it be located?
Kyle,
listeners, if you know this about the three of us, it's unusual. It's unusual. We are all tattooless.
Oh, wow.
How do you know I don't have a big back tattoo?
That's true. You might have a tramp stamp.
Yeah, I'm not against getting a tattoo.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I just don't know what I would do with it, or where.
There's nothing I want to get tattooed on me, if that makes sense.
I'm not against motorcycles, but I'll never drive one. I don't have any issues with it. I don't care. That's how I feel about tattoos. You have 1,000, cool. You have none, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to do the thought experiment. So if we had to, that's the thing. So we'll play along. Did you guys have an answer? If you had to do it, where would you put it? What would it be?
I would get the Rocky scroll letters, like the font Rocky, like Rocky on inside of my wrist.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. Yeah. The original title card, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get anything that anyone could tell it's Rocky. I don't like the idea of getting a movie something tattooed on me personally.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you probably can't see it, but like on my wall there's like the black and white picture. It is a view of Philadelphia from the steps. It's in the 1930s or something.
Right.
I know that's a Rocky reference. That used to be in my office at work. I know that's a Rocky reference. Not everyone who had come into my office knew, but it was like it was a nod to it. Like if it had him like this, people would know. But so it had to be something like that, but I just couldn't come up with something quick enough.
That's okay. We're going to hold you to for next episode, because this is I know you're not doing this, but I hate when people bail out of those theories. Not that you are, Kyle, but people, I've seen this throughout my life where people like, this isn't going to happen to you. This is just if you had to do this thing, that's all it is. If you have to pick a child that's going to drown of your family, what's going to happen? But just if you had to pick, fine, I'll pick one. It's my firstborn. I'm sorry.
Sophie's choice.
Yeah, but I know I'm using an extreme example, but I hate when people bail out of hypotheticals when it doesn't change anything. I would get of course, it's a lot of people's favorite quote, but it's a really powerful quote, the whole sunshine and rainbows, but I wouldn't do the whole thing. I would just do, it's not how hard you hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Just that scroll. And like I'd probably put it on my arm, but I would put it like up here somewhere so you could read it. So some way you could read it. So I'd talk to it. So on my arm, where you could read it, covered with a sleeve or shirt, sure. But if I have a short sleeve shirt, you could see the scrolls. It's on the arm is applicable because that's what you hit with is your arm. But yeah,
good point. I like it.
You know what, Ryan? This is lame, but I probably do something like that. It's a good example of kind of what I was saying, where it's like you might not know what that is if you don't know Rocky, but anyone who knows Rocky would know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Paul jumps in with as someone who has over 40 tattoos. Wow, Paul. He's getting them for us. He's doing the Lord's work on his body for us. He has over 40 tattoos. Okay. I'm actually shocked I don't have anything Rocky based yet.
Oh, I am too.
So he goes, I'm going to have to change that soon. Yeah, Paul, if you do, let us know and show us a picture. If it's
so my daughter's really good at art. If I got a tattoo, it'd probably be something like she drew.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone to tattoo it. I actually want my dream career for her is to become a tattoo artist. She'd be really good at that.
Cool.
And if she did become a tattoo artist, I totally let her experiment on me. Like practice her craft.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Those were fun questions, Chester. He says, I drive a semi over 600 miles a day, 5 days a week, and really appreciate the hour of enjoyment and reflection you guys provide on the Rocky franchise. I can't thank you enough. Keep up the great work. All the best, Chester Copperpot.
Nice.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, if I drove truck, I would for sure binge podcasts.
I don't even drive a semi, but I binge podcasts.
Okay, so 600 miles a day. If you're going, about 6. That's a 12 hours of driving a day, I think, like including stops.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going 60 miles an hour,
you're probably going faster than that.
Probably faster, but
80 probably.
Yeah.
But thanks, Chester, for that. That you would spend a little bit of your day with us. So appreciate that. We get a little bit of a boredom out for you. So check out Katie's Retro Made podcast there, Chester. So if you didn't know that, Katie has a podcast called Retro Made. So if you want to kill some more hours, she's working on season 2 right now. It's a great show. Yeah.
Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, check it out, Chester. We have one final email from Gino. Hey, Ryan, just finished your latest podcast, mate. Sorry, I haven't been commenting or emailing recently. I had surgery and it's been rough, to say the least. Ugh, that is rough.
Yeah,
I'm
Gino
sorry.
is now Gina. So.
He says, I've been meaning to make a short video for my channel, Eccentric Views, featuring my favorite moment from featuring my favorite moment from your podcast. It was from a few episodes, an RV episode.
Rocky 5.
Oh.
RV, yeah, recreational vehicle.
I was like, what? Okay, he says, my channel only has 4,270 subscribers. That's quite a few.
It's more than mine, that's for sure.
And he says, and sometimes I get 50 views, sometimes 200, and occasionally thousands. It's weird. Might be my way of plugging you guys, but honestly, I just really want to do it regardless. Every time about this moment, it makes me laugh. It's helping me through this god-awful recovery. Oh, he's keeping it a mystery.
Yeah, he didn't say what he was going to do or what episode exactly, what part of the episode. So by all means, and I'll say this, Gino, our favorite Italian Australian, look what came in the mail. Finally arrived.
You finally got it. Yay.
Yeah. He knows that I have it, but I thought I'd just let our audience and you guys know. So I have it. I haven't watched it yet. I will watch it. And he did send this. Did you get this in your, by the way, did you get this little in your DVD?
I didn't open it.
He sent me this in the DVD.
That's hilarious.
She probably got a clam.
Yeah, just for our listeners.
I did.
Just for our listeners.
I did. That was just for you, Ryan. That was just for you.
Gino sent me an eggplant. I don't know why he sent me an eggplant emoji, but I guess he likes eggplant. I'm not sure. So appreciate that.
Who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's probably for my Gina comment. He knew that was coming. Okay.
Indeed.
That's what she said. Okay. All right.
Well wishes to you and your recovery, Gino.
Yeah. We hope you're getting better. Yeah. All right. That's awesome. This is why we love the emails. We got some great discussion because it adds to the discussion points. We're trying to drag out Rocky 5 as long as we can because, again, when this show's over, it's over. Rocky will be done.
Hey,
There's no more talk.
Rocky Balboa too, aren't we?
I meant just generally speaking, this show will be over when the Rocky films are done. That's it. There won't be the final round, final bell, after the bell is rung, whatever.
Hey, we should do Measure of a Man at the end and then just like black and white stills of us podcasting.
You know what? If you want to edit that, go ahead.
I'm putting a call out for the listeners. Anyone who wants to do that, we'd be down.
All right.
You'll know when it's over.
Yeah. You'll follow. Yeah. After this podcast is over, you guys owe me a favor when this podcast is done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's get going. We last left off with Rocky telling Tommy to kill his dad in the corner, heart and fire. So here we go.
Muscles off, heart and fire. Okay. Now you do it. Remember,
So just a
I'm
reminder
like
that
sitting on your shoulder, okay? I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you, okay? Go, God.
Now, just a reminder for our listeners, I did mute the music, so it's going to sound a little wonky because the music with my software, I was able to isolate the music out as much as the software does. Stuff sneaks through, but you'll hear the dialogue punched up a little bit because of that, so we can talk over the montage. So now we're getting into the, was it the Go For It montage? I guess this is like the Tommy montage. This is rise in the ring?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Rise in the ranks.
Come on, Tommy, jump!
It's weird without the music.
Left, right.
Weird.
Okay, Tommy takes out that guy. He takes out his Spider Rico, so to speak. So that's match one. He's 1-0.
You're gonna stop or keep on rushing.
So
quicker than the next.
do we figure out what is the time? This is where it gets confusing. How many fights does he have and what
Amount of time?
My guess is 8, but I'm just going to say 8.
To be the best,
So I'm going to keep track.
With all you got, give it your best shot. Don't ever think about trying to stop. Keep reaching, pushing, hoping for perfection. Make up your direction.
Also throughout this.
Yeah, please.
Also throughout this montage, it's showing Tommy getting better, and it's also showing him getting closer with Rocky and his son at the same time getting further away from Rocky. And other people at the gym have to teach his own kid how to fight.
And that's the problem with the montage timeline. Now that you're just saying that out loud, is that we're seeing, of course, Robert with Mike and Paulie kind of training, and he gets to, we'll see later if we get to today's episode, that he's going to punch out the bully. This is his fight. This is his go for it. But his montage is happening with Tommy. So are we led to believe that, you get what I'm saying? It's a very short, like his is just a couple weeks, maybe 2 months of training to beat up his bully. But Tommy has 8 to 10 professional fights in the same amount of time.
Yeah, I gotta say that it's a non-literal montage, like non-linear. Like it's not necessarily going at the exact, like the two things are not the exact same time. Because you're right, that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, I've got
because
a
he's
completely
getting
new-
bigger venues, right? Tommy, and if it's just the church basement, you could probably have one a week, but not if it's like an actual.
Maybe one every month or two.
Mhm.
But still, Robert getting beat up for the better part of a
Yes,
year.
that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
he's getting beaten up. Yeah, he's getting beaten
No.
up. Yeah.
Well, it can't be because we assume he starts the school year. So like the movie begins, it's probably like September. He's going to school and we haven't had Christmas yet. So that actually
right.
does answer your question, Ryan. This all does happen in a couple of months.
Oh yeah,
because we have Christmas.
I didn't even consider that. Or
this is
that's
true.
Christmas. This is like 4 Christmases
the next
later.
year.
No, we have to assume this all goes down in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're right. If we have to force the issue, we're not going to do the whole "where does Paulie live" issue. Yeah, I agree. This is like
it's undeniable. You cannot get around it because Duke is giving Tommy that like car and all that stuff, and then Rocky stops managing him around Christmas. There's no good way out of that.
Yeah,
unless you argued it's like a different Christmas or something, which is bullshit.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I won't carry that door.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's just it's frustrating because Robert's timeline makes sense. He could train a couple months, 2 to 3 months, learn how to fight, take care of himself. It's just a little kid street fight, so he's able to knock the bully out. That's legit. Tommy's rise is so quick then. That's the thing that doesn't make sense. He's fighting from the church basement to Madison Square Garden almost in a matter of months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on.
It's a meteor. Is that a meteoric rise? Is that what they call that? Sorry, say again.
But I'm going to look up something real quick.
Sure. Yeah.
I will look up Mike Tyson because Mike Tyson is who Tommy is based off of, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And also Tommy knocks people out super quick. Okay. Tyson's first pro fight, March 6, 85. Second one, April 10, 85. Third one, May 23rd, 85.
Once a month.
Fourth, June 20th, 85.
Okay.
Fifth, July 11th, 85.
Once
Sixth,
a month?
July 19th, 85.
Okay, two in a month.
Seventh,
Okay.
August 15th, 85. Eighth, September 5th, 85. 9th, October 9th, 85. 10th, October 25th, 85. So he did 10 fights between October and March of the same year.
Yeah, it is possible.
Okay, that's fair.
And we've
like that.
seen, what is
That's
this,
good.
like the third fight? Let's count what we're showing
This
now.
is, okay,
Yeah.
they said Friday night fights, but you didn't see him fight. This is the second person you see him fight.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we're gonna get some stats actually coming up, I think. There you go. You're right. So Balboa's pupil. So actually, we should have written down. There's more than the trivia book actually gave us answers for. There's a lot of different nicknames right here.
Mhm.
Balboa's pupil. That's a nickname.
Mm-hmm.
Balboa's boy might have been one of them too.
Yep.
So there you go. There's the second rock. So yeah, they're laughing. They're having a good time. They're training. And now we got Paulie, of course, training Robert.
It sucks that Robert's behind him too. Like he's completely ignoring his own son.
And I like how Paulie's like, focus on your speed bag. Don't worry about your dad and Tommy. That's good for him.
It's just showing that everyone is seeing it except Rocky.
I love this little montage here of, keep saying montage, this fight here of Tommy. He actually blocked a punch there. I wonder if Rocky told him that. You should probably block. I didn't do it, but you could try it.
This is very similar to like a Rocky 3 montage, the way he knocked that guy out. There's like someone Rocky knocks out very close like that too.
What is this? Duke announces Balboa's clone.
Oh,
now 8-0.
8-0. That's
8.
a lot. That is a lot in a few months. Even Tyson took like March to October, so that's 7 months to do 10 fights. This guy's like less than 3 months and 8 fights.
Yeah, the 8-0 is a little high. Should have said 5-0 maybe, or 4-0, because they went to 1, 2, and then 8. Is that the count?
There were.
It showed 3 or 4 fights.
That was a funny little moment.
Yeah, it didn't Paulie get spit on in Rocky 3?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, this part I never understood. Adrian just yelled, okay, so there's Gloria, by the way. That's the original actress who played Gloria in parts 1 and 2. So there's her little...
I love the look on Gloria's face because she's never liked Rocky. Just this typical bullshit. I'm sure, Katie, you've had friends who have boyfriends that you don't approve of.
Mm-hmm.
And you're
And
like,
then
I wish you would just dump this guy.
Sometimes they do end up getting married and they're like, I wonder how long it'll take them to get divorced.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Oh, wow. Question, though. So tell me what you guys think. What is Adrian doing? I don't understand this scene. So Tommy and Rocky are just running. They're running down the street. They're actually like they've already been training together for 8 matches. Like this is a routine that has been a routine in Adrian's and her husband's life for.
Oh,
so she just yells, "Rocky!" Well,
I think she's trying to get his attention for just something mundane, is what I think. But it shows that he's solely focused on Tommy, and he's just ignoring everyone around him, like his son, his wife.
You're given a lot of latitude, which I agree. You're right that but it's just a weirdly filmed, written moment.
There might have been more to it that it was cut for time or something too.
So here we go. Let's just watch it.
Samuel Jenkins. Hey, Tommy Gunn, you got some guns, don't you? Well, because I know you got the knack to go farther than you've ever been before. I'm going for mine.
Yeah, I know she's just calling him, but it's. You'll see him at supper time, Adrian. Like he's just going for, and she could have yelled, "Hey, Rock, I need you to get bread and butter on your way back from the run." This is the beauty of cell phones now. You can just text them on the run. But she just yells, "Rocky!" But he's not ignoring you, Adrian. He's just going for. He's training. It's just a weird moment. Like she's waiting for him outside to yell at him. And there's Gloria going, "That husband of yours training that."
That husband of yours. Yeah, you're right. But it is just to show us like everybody's getting a little annoyed by this.
He's focused. I know he's focused on Balboa's boy. There it is. Wins again. And Robert's just training. Now, where are we now? So this is a bigger venue.
It's in Meadowlands, something 11-0 is Rocky's Robot. 11-0.
Yeah, this is getting ridiculous. The number of fights the timeline.
No, because it wouldn't. Because you could be like a year later, but Robert's timeline is
at all.
Yeah, and he wouldn't be fighting for a year to knock out some kid on the schoolyard. It would be a couple weeks.
That's why you could almost argue. I'm not saying this, but a better edit or a better story would have been just have Robert do his montage, and you could almost have him beat the bully mid montage, and this continues.
This is just one of those things where we're like ultra nitpicking it. It's a montage in a movie. It doesn't. We're just go with it, is what they're telling us.
Yeah, we have to. I know we have to. So he's 11-0 in 2 months. Okay.
Oh, look, Robert's getting proficient on the bag though. Like he's keeping a good rhythm. He doesn't have anyone helping him. He's just doing it on his own. Ooh, one arm push up.
With a Batman t-shirt, you guys. He has a Batman t-shirt on.
My son has a t-shirt like that. That's timeless.
It is. Oh, this is Rocky in a black tank top. We should get more of this. I like it. He's still able to do the one arms.
What's funny, he said in an interview, it's online somewhere. It was a Q&A on back in the day on Ain't It Cool News. There's like an old website in the early 2000s, a movie website. And he did like a Q&A with fans. It's actually a very fascinating read. If you Google it, I'm sure a lot of the Sly fans already know this, but if you Google Ain't It Cool News Sylvester Stallone, he did a 5-day Q&A. It's quite fascinating. Where fans would ask him and it's an interesting history of time because it's not 20 years ago, but it's enough time ago where he talks about things he wanted to work on back then. So it's just interesting even to see the things he was thinking about back then that didn't happen. But anyways, he actually mentioned that he either said in an interview, it was either during that, I might be conflating something, but he said he only did the one arm push up once. For some, isn't that weird? He forgets things. He said he did it once in Rocky 1. That's it. He did it again in Rocky 2 right away after Adrian says win, and he's doing it again here in Rocky 5 with Tommy. But he said after this film was made, like early 2000s, he goes, "Oh, I only did the one arm push ups once in the first Rocky film." So weird how he forgets, like such a weird.
He does forget,
but it's such a weird thing to forget. Like, why would you forget at least that? It's like saying he only did the speed bag once, dude. You did it every. It's weird. That you did the one arm push up 3 out of the 5 films, or whatever it was. But anyways, so he's doing the one arm push ups. I love not Mike, Jimmy. Now this isn't Mike. This is Jimmy. Jimmy is behind. I love why is he like refereeing the one arm push ups? This is funny. He's down there refereeing their count. And we're made to believe that Rocky has given up before Tommy, and Tommy's tickle. What that?
Yeah, assuming you both have a good level of fitness, there's no way a 40-something is going to out push up a 20-something. Not happening unless the 20-something's out of shape.
So there you go. There's a little wrestling. Tommy and Rocky are Look at Rocky's. He's treating Tommy like his son. You're supposed to play house with your son, not Tommy. This is what.
Yeah, honestly, like this kind of is a dad. This bugs me watching this. Like it makes me, because like to me, it's not really abandoning your kid, but like ditching your kid for something stupid like this is like the ultimate kind of failure.
What do you mean by something stupid like this?
So you have a job where you have to work in some remote location or something like that, and that's how you put food on the table. Something important like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Rocky is like trying to relive his past or something, and is totally ditching his kid over that. And
he doesn't see it that way, though.
Yeah, I know that, but from the outside view, like in any case, like if you do something, like you find a way to rationalize, like in your head.
Tommy needs me. Your son needs you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to be a bit of an apologist because that's what we do here. And I'm not trying to be contrarian or say anything against you guys. This is what the montage is doing for us, the viewer. I get it. But you could argue in a court of law, just because he's doing this with Tommy doesn't mean he's not spending time. Like, we're led to believe he doesn't even talk to Robert.
I know.
Or, like, why can't he? Like, I go to work every day. So Rocky is at work. Right now, he's at work. That's it. Doesn't mean when he gets home, he doesn't talk to his son at the dinner table. He doesn't talk to his wife. I just love the idea that we're led to believe as viewers that Rocky is incapable of splitting his time. I do it all the time. Kyle does all the time as a father. You go to work, and you come home, and you spend time with your family.
In reality, he could do both. He could be Tommy's trainer and also still take the time to spend time with his son. For most kids, they don't need you to be with them all the time.
No, that's weird. They do.
But they need you to make an effort to spend some one-on-one quality time with them so they know that you love them and they know that they're important to you. I can only go with what the movie presents to me.
Yeah, I know. That's what we're
It seems like Rocky completely ignores his son. Even if his son's in the same building, the same room, he completely ignores his son.
That's really
check in on his son's progress. When his son's like, hey, I want my coat back, he's like, yeah, I'm busy. Like, he is being a real shitty dad here.
Sure. Yeah, I know. That's what we're led to believe. The absolutes bugs me. I guess that's the part of me where, again, this film could have been a bit of a stronger film where you could even show that Rocky is trying to be with his son, but his son's being a little bit of a... We'll get to the scene where he blows up his ass.
But then it wouldn't... The reason that the street conversation is so... powerful is because we're seeing that Rocky is doing what he should do with his son with this quasi, like he sees Tommy as his son, but his son needs him.
I'm interjecting myself too much. I have to stop.
Yeah.
Rocky really is experiencing like basically like a midlife crisis.
For sure.
Which the catalyst was him losing everything, was what really brought it to bear. And Adrian says this, I know how you feel, Tommy. It makes you feel alive. It makes you feel like you're winning again, but it's costing you your family.
Yeah. And it's the ironic part too, like they purposefully did the cut of the montage with both Robert and Tommy, because who would be a better person to teach Robert to throw some punches? And he even says it at the dinner table. But,
Adrian said he wasn't allowed. To be fair, Adrian cock-blocked Rocky on that. So
but,
Robert's it's like behind his dad and parents. But you could argue, like, Rocky's obeying Adrian. Rocky's obeying. I'm not allowed to train him. So Paulie's
he's not.
Training him.
The point of this sequence is to show us that Rocky is being led astray. He's getting off course.
But I still have to rant at Rocky because I'm pissed off at him.
Sure, of course.
Character. It's, hey, how about you check in on your son to see if he's still getting beaten up constantly at school?
Yeah.
How about you make sure that doesn't happen by either training him or doing something? That's like dad 101, dad basics.
Rocky's going to show more great stuff here as he gives the colors to Tommy. His colors.
And it's effective because we care. We're like, oh, this is driving us nuts. It's supposed to.
Yeah, I'm sure Duke is, hey, those aren't yours to give, dude. Those are Apollo shorts.
Yeah, where's Duke? I want more Duke. Tony Duke.
That was it. That was it at the beginning. It's so weird. You did this for Apollo. And those shorts that he was holding in that scene are the very ones that Rocky just tosses over his shoulder. Here you go. Here's some old clothing for you. This is wonderfully written by Sly, because we're seeing, yeah, you're right, Katie, about the anger that we feel as an audience that he would so lackadaisically sling those shorts over his shoulder at Tommy. Hey, check out, where are these shorts? I'm giving them to you. Where Apollo, when he gave them to Rocky, it was very ceremonial compared to the way that Rocky just tossed them to Tommy's way. So it's making us angry as fans on purpose. Sly wrote that way to make us really not like Rocky right now.
And the giving of the shorts is similar in both respects, because like Apollo was living through Rocky when Rocky beat Clubber.
Yeah.
And now Rocky's living through Tommy as Tommy fights to become champion. It almost reminds me, though, of those people where they like get in a new relationship or something and they fall really hard for them really quick, and they like they go too fast, and everyone around them is just like, you need to chill out.
Yeah, Rocky doesn't see it. When you're in it, you can't see it.
So he says here, the audio might be weird, but he goes on to say here, Tommy, these trunks is like very special to me. So here,
These trunks is like very special to me.
and that's a weird scene because he shows. It's a weird cut because we see Rocky giving Tommy the shorts. It looks like, is it at the house or the gym? Let me just go back. Sorry, I missed
It
that.
must be in the basement or. No, that's the gym. That's the gym.
But why did we see Robert and the mother, Adrian, looking? I can't believe Rocky, your father's doing this. Watch again.
Tommy,
Yeah, you're right.
These trunks is like very special to me.
And then Adrian gets a weird, like, what you gonna do? It's just your dad. Silly. Like, it's just a weird
it is
acting
weird.
moment.
Yeah.
Here we go. Home team. We're fighting. Madison Square Garden. So this is what I mean. We've gone from the basement of the gym, the church, sorry, to Madison Square Garden from September to December. What a rise.
That's why he's got Duke's attention.
Oh, yeah. Duke's been there for a few matches now with the redhead in the front.
Yeah, that's right.
And now here we go. So this is the big fight. And
look at these psychopaths.
I know. I saw that too, Kyle. And for our listeners who don't watch this on YouTube, yeah, the people in the crowd are. It's like a gladiator crowd response.
Oh, bloodlust.
The bloodlust.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
It's weird. Tommy's rising. People are excited for Tommy. Got Tommy signs, and now this is where Tommy says, "When am I going to fight?" Was it this one? Maybe not this part. Okay.
I think it is pretty soon. Like now, when am I going to get a title shot?
Okay, so Rocky posts a picture of Tommy's on the wall, and Tommy is now drinking milk with others at the.
You're
Andy's
right.
bar.
He is drinking. At first, I thought, oh, there's a lot of head on that beer, but no, it's milk.
Yeah, he just gets to drink the foam, and that's it.
Oh my god. Good catch, Ryan. I never caught that.
That's what we do on the show. We bring things to the light that people don't know.
And that milk is also an ode to Mickey's. Don't drink that piss before a fight. It's no good for you.
Yeah. So we haven't seen the stairs in a Rocky film since part 2, if you can believe. Oh, the running of the stairs, I should say.
Yes, he was of course Rocky 3. The event is on the stairs. But you're right. That's not the same stair scene.
Yeah, we haven't seen running since the second film, really, on the stairs. So now we're getting Rocky 5, which is the callback to the original couple films. The spirit of the films of them running up. We're heartbroken that Rocky's doing it with Tommy, not his son, let's say. So,
Ryan, I have a favor to ask you. I was thinking about this earlier about how you're eventually going to Philly. And I'm like looking forward to you running up there. Like for you. I'm looking for you. I'm looking forward for you to go up those stairs. Like that's like such a cool thing. Try to get it on video if you can.
it could be as early as this year. It just depends on a few things with regard to my career, but yeah, it could be as early as this year, which I'll get to meet Doug. Doug is one of the few people I'll get to meet.
Yeah, he lives like New Jersey, like where he is in Jersey isn't that far from Philly.
It's like an hour and a half, he said, drive.
Yeah, that's
oh my God, that's really close.
Yeah. So here we go. They run up the stairs. This is, of course, yeah. It's the wrong music too. This is probably where people are like, "Oh, this is the wrong music for the stair run," but I get it. So they run up in. I love how Tommy does a great cartwheel here, though. I don't know why.
That's fun. It's fun.
I beat the man. I don't believe it.
And he goes, "I beat the man. I don't believe you." You sure did. You're very swift, Tommy Gunn.
You sure did. Man, you're very swift, Tommy Gunn. You're not to be told. That's the question.
So he's still, so even after Madison Square Garden, he's still knocking people out.
Are you going to keep on wrestling?
He must be what, 17-0 now in 3 months. What are we looking at?
Jesus.
He's doing more than one fight a night. There was an event where it was like they were non-official fights, but there was an event in Toronto where George Foreman, like the year after he lost to Muhammad Ali, fought 5 men on the same night.
You're right. You know what?
It
Kyle?
reminds me of that.
Just
In the grand scope of these films, the way they have borrowed from real events, for all we know, Tommy could have fought in 3 professional fights in a day at this point. I'm not even going to argue that. So this is the scene now where Duke is, hey, I've got Merlin, that's his buddy there. I've got an idea. So this is where he's formulating. No, I know how to get Balboa now. I got to turn the master on the student, and vice versa.
Listen, got an idea. We can finally nail Balboa.
All right, so the montage ends. Robert's fully trained. Now we're back at the schoolyard.
It's time to see Chippy. Is that his name?
Chicky.
I get that wrong every time. Why I can't remember Chicky. It is awesome seeing him get beat up. It is. I remember as a teen, like when I remember seeing this movie. I didn't even see it when it came out, even though I could have. I was old enough to see it when it came out, but yeah, I remember when I saw this for the first time. I really liked seeing that kid get beat up. It was awesome.
I just like watching Kevin Connolly get his face beaten in for ghosting me on the interview.
Yeah, I love how his friend is like a giant. Look at the size of his friend, but he's like a total pussy who just watches his friend get beat up and then runs away.
He's like a 1950s greaser.
Yeah.
Of note, look at their jeans. I used to do that with my jeans the same year.
The way they're rolled.
Yep.
Yeah.
We used to roll our jeans. I mentioned that before. I just never caught that that's exactly what they're doing with their jeans. It was you rolled up your jeans, folks. That's what you did at 89, 90. That was the style. That's
Unfortunately,
so
I still do that sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Because I have short legs for my body height. Remember when we were in the car, Katie, and my head would always touch the roof?
Yeah.
I have like a long torso and short legs. I would have to roll my pants up.
Kyle's head's touching the roof, but his legs don't hit the floor.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
They're waiting again. Yeah. You don't got enough money? I got almost $1.
Save it. Slumming again, bimbo. Hey, Ben, what you got in the bag?
Shut up.
Hey,
So he says they're waiting again. So they're waiting again. If you don't have enough money, I can give you money. So we're led to believe, yes, we
Happens every day.
He's getting shook down on the regular.
We're led to believe that now he has this ability. Has he been getting his butt kicked for 2 to 3 months, allowing it to happen so he can surprise them with his fighting skills? You would think even at the halfway point, he might be able to fight back at some degree. Mm-hmm. He's not quite a black belt yet, but a brown belt can still fight. A yellow belt can still do something. But I love the idea how he went from getting money stolen from daily to all of a sudden, today's the day. I've graduated from Jimmy's and Paulie's boxing school of training. Now the day is the day.
When you get beat up and shook down like this, it really affects your self-esteem. And so I'm guessing while he's training, he's thinking to himself, I'm not ready yet. I'm not quite ready. I'm going to just give him the money for now. And when I am ready, I'm going to kick his ass.
I'm too logical, maybe. I guess I'm just looking at he is training to defend himself. Good. Cool. But I'm just saying, like, yesterday, did he get beaten up? Like, he got punched in the gut, but he handles them so cleanly today.
I thought it was interesting. I feel like I don't remember hearing this before. When speaking to Jewel, they're like, hey, bimbo, slumming it again. It's the opposite of slumming it. This is an upgrade for her.
They have so little respect for Robert because she was previously hanging out with them.
Mm-hmm.
And she left them for this kid who's like a pussy who gets beat up all the time. Mm. In their mind, they're like, oh, you're slumming because you're with this loser who we beat up constantly.
Oh, yeah. I guess I always thought it was like a class.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think Robert doesn't have class anymore, technically.
Yeah, true.
But I like how they're even trying to bully Jewel. What's in the bag? And then she's just like, shut up. And then he stops, basically.
Oh, what? You're not talking to me? I'm going to pound your teeth out. Go for it. What'd he say? Punk's losing his mind. What'd you say? Go for it. Do
All right. So All I was saying is that he fought that good today. Yesterday, he probably could have fought almost just as good, but he's just decided, I'll take the beating on Thursday. I'll beat him up tomorrow. That's all.
You know what? You're right. Like he could have beaten him up the day before, no problem. He probably could have beat him up the month before.
That's what I'm getting at. So
but to me, it's just when he believes he can do it versus when he's actually capable of doing it.
And I don't think he's probably getting beaten up. They shake him down every day, and he's not willing to fight yet. So he gives them the money every day.
That's what I was wondering, Katie, is like, what is we don't see it. The last time we saw it, he had his jacket taken from him physically, got punched there, and then he got punched again with the first milk down money. But you could argue, maybe you're right. And that's where I'm confused is like, they haven't thrown fists since the last time they took his milk money, because you're right. He's always just giving the money.
Because she even says, if you don't have enough money, I have about $1 or something.
And they haven't had to throw punches. So that's why that's right. So then you could argue that's why Chicky's, if this guy lost his mind, because we've just always taken money from him and he's never. So that's where
his face all messed up, right? He's training and stuff. His face is fine, which just leads you to believe he's not getting punched in the face.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
So all he's lost is a bit of pride and money, but he's been waiting. So yeah, I'll give that where he's now I'm ready. He's psyched himself up. Today is the last day. I'm fully trained. And that's the big moment for him where he comes out of nowhere, because during this whole time, you could argue, I just wish they sold it more. Maybe that's what I'm getting at. I wish we saw a couple more shakedowns where we see that Robert is still giving money, but he's not being beaten up. They're like, look at this P word. We could just take money from him. He doesn't even fight back. And then it comes with the go for it, take it. They're like, what? This guy.
You could have slipped a couple muggings into the montage.
That's perfect. Yeah, we had a lot of him working out, which is great, but you could easily replace one or two of those with just him just like handing over the money, and they're like laughing. Look at this loser.
He has the money, they shove him a bit to establish or maintain their dominance.
Because that would then explain, yes, at this moment here, they're bewildered by his like, wow, why is he standing up like this? He's willing to throw, okay, let's throw punches. And the guy's, he can fight now. Yeah.
There was quite a few punches too. Like, would that be, I guess, how 13
Like, his 13-year-olds don't punch that hard. So like, you could get hit in the face like 5 or 6 times by a 13-year-old.
It's going to hurt, but you're not going to get knocked out.
I remember when I was 17 and I was not boxing or anything. My dad and I were boxing with these inflatable gloves, but I was 17, right? So I was way stronger than I was 13. And I hit my dad as hard as I could with this glove, thinking it's just an inflatable glove. But the glove popped. And it cut my dad's eye open.
Oh my God. You literally did what Tommy wanted to do.
And a 13-year-old doesn't do that, though. If I was 13 and hit my dad as hard as I could, it'd just leave a red mark.
It's funny, Kyle. You probably don't remember. You've told that story, I believe, on the Going Distance. It's been a long time. Do you remember your first appearance, what it was for?
It was for Rocky 1. I remember that, but I don't remember.
It was for the 40th anniversary theater experience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw Rocky at the cinema because it was the 40-year anniversary and they were re-showing it in cinema.
That's how long we've been doing the show for.
And I saw Rocky on the big screen, and it was really cool. I really enjoyed it.
You called into the show, so to speak, to give your analysis. I've seen on the big screen some of the things that you missed, not seen on the big screen. So
I wish I could see it on the big screen again.
I've never seen it on the big screen, so I'm hoping that it'll come to theaters again, because theaters are struggling. So that's what did they call it in Rocky? The marketing geniuses that Apollo's team were. I
forget. It's American.
Anyway, okay. I wish my brain worked better, but I've never seen it on the big screen, and
I haven't either.
I watched The Wizard of Oz for its anniversary, like earlier this year or last year, and you see so much different.
Oh, you're talking about the Ariana Grande Wizard of Oz?
No, the original one.
I know it's a joke.
Oh,
because
okay.
Wicked just came out. It's a prequel to that. Okay. All right. Actually, we've got a new listener here. Tim's a new listener. He just want to say that Rocky 5 was hated for no reason. It had a good story. Yes. Welcome to the show, Tim. Yeah, we have been plugging Rocky 5 now for 12 episodes. So check them out if you haven't already. We agree. There's a lot of great story to be said here. So we'll just finish this scene here, and then we'll start next episode with the alternate take on the workers' print. We won't have time today. Yeah,
I,
great.
I just love how his voice cracks there.
His voice does
Obviously, a
crack.
puberty
Yeah,
thing, and then he runs so awkwardly.
yeah. He's just kind of awkward kid. He's an awkward kid.
You know what? You're developing, you're growing, you're not really used to your body. Like he's quite tall. He probably is like recently that tall. Like he probably grew 6 inches in a year or something. But
yeah,
and then they all become friends.
Yeah, then they're all bros again, which is actually how guys work.
Yeah,
you could have something like this happen, and then you could be bros after. It's totally fine.
This is how things were done back then. I saw it firsthand. Two guys would have a fight after school, and they would literally, at the very least, if they were friendly to each other, they weren't best friends having Christmas together like these guys did. But they buried the hatchet. It was done. You didn't rehash it. So if you showed up, winner and loser, if you showed up to the fight, it doesn't matter who really, actually, the winner didn't matter. You just got it out of your system. And you just buried it. If Buddy continued, what are you doing? We've already resolved this. It was already resolved. We got to the whatever it was with the harassment between both of them bugging each other. It doesn't always have to be bowling, but if it's like person A and person B are just constantly bickering at school, and they're like, I actually don't like you, and I don't like you. Okay, the words aren't hurting. Let's throw punches after school, and they did. And then it was over. I guess that's the climax. It's just, other than murdering each other. You know what I'm saying? The point is that, but they resolved it, and then peace was made. It was actually made, and life went on. And I saw it happen all the time in junior high and high school, especially junior, not really high school because it's mature by then, but it was 12 to 15-year-old boys. Lots of fists were thrown, and then things got resolved, and he moved on. He just moved on. So this little account here was a snapshot of history of what it was like to be a 14-year-old boy in 1990. This is very accurate in my opinion.
Now it's like this pathetic run he does here.
No, yeah. Hopefully I didn't look like that when I ran away from my fights. No, I'm just joking.
No one would respect Chicky's friend here.
No.
See, Chicky would still be respected because he fought.
He fought.
So there's, even if you lose, you did fight. That's still fine. People will still be like weary to mess with you because they know if they mess with you, they could be getting in a fight. But it's like his friend ran, and everyone saw him run. What you don't see in the film, but probably what would have happened, is he starts to get picked on now.
Yeah, he wasn't at the Christmas dinner later because he said he never liked him anyways. There you go. So now, of course, they're going to celebrate. They're going to go tell Daddy about the jacket.
That belongs to me.
See, even as he gives the jacket, there's no anger, there's no malice. He's you want it back, fair and square. Here you go.
You're right.
He's shocked too.
And they go, let's end this now, right?
What end? Let's end it now. I got no problems with that. See you later.
It takes the fire out of the fight. He's like, all right. I like All right.
What else would have, unless Robert was going to be a dick and start picking on him, you lost the fight, buddy.
He's basically saying, look, don't bother like retaliating later. If you want your revenge, do it now. Like, let's just get this over with.
Ain't gonna be no rematch.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I mean is how much further do you want to take this? Are we going to bring knives next time? Baseball bats? That's why he's like, if you want to end this now, let's just end it. Okay. I got no problem with that. They can just move on with their life.
Is he gonna tell your dad? Yeah. Come on, let's go.
Even Robert says, I can't believe it. Like the adrenaline's coming down. He's like, I got it back. I won. Yeah.
Yeah. It took a while for him to believe in himself.
Sure.
It's like being bullied really does mess with your self-esteem, and he probably could have beaten him up a while ago. And then it's now he did it. It's probably like this surreal feeling like, oh, I can't believe I really did that. That really happened. I find it interesting too. She's holding his coat for him.
Yeah. It just so happens to be after school. The bell rang. I thought this was the beginning of the day, but they're leaving. So
yeah, you think you would? You think you would shake someone down at the beginning of the day so you can get like stuff from the vending machine at school and.
Maybe they're just skipping school. You're right. They looked like they were walking to school. You're right because they're away from them. But
it does seem like the morning.
I think they're skipped. They're going to go tell your dad. Let's go tell him now. Forget school.
Did either of you guys ever like at this age skip school? I feel like that was
never. I've never skipped school,
dude.
I felt like if I skipped school, my parents would get called. It'd be this big hassle.
I skipped so many classes in junior high. I had one report card a year, 180 missed classes.
How do they not contact your folks and be like, what the hell is going on?
Don't forget, I'm a little bit older. Things are a little bit different. I got absentee records that need to be signed by the parents. I would forge my parents' signature and hand it in.
Nice.
But wasn't that on your report card?
I ripped that out. It was a separate sheet. I would just rip it out and never show my parents.
Wow, Brian, you're such a rule breaker, man.
But I was a good, like, I skipped school, but I didn't do anything. I'd go home, play video games. I would go to the beach. In high school, I would go to the beach all the time in high school. I had my own car, so I'd skip class and go to the beach. And May, June was beach time, man. 3-day weekend. Every Friday was like a half day for Ryan.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. And it goes to show I've made nothing of my life. So all right, we're gonna end it there because there's an alternate sort of take that we'll share. Yeah. The workers' print is a little bit of a different take, not much, but one that's interesting. Okay, this was a fun episode. Great discussions. I like it. I like that we again don't always see eye to eye, but part of it is I'm dissecting way more than I did the first time around. I guess I'm trying to dig even deeper than I probably ever have because I partly know this is my last time, so I'm coming at it a little bit. I don't say critical is the right word, but just like, why is this happening? Why is it being written this way? So I like the film and I enjoy it, but there's a part of me that wishes I could go back in time and help tweak things with Sly a little bit. But
you know how like sometimes bands will be like, "This is our final tour," and then a few years later, like, "This is like the last tour." I wonder if we'll do like a new series to be like, "This is really it this time."
This is it. Yeah, and anyone who's listening who enjoys us, we're still going to do it, but it's not going to be weekly. It might even just be like monthly, honestly, but we're going to cover boxing films. That'll be a fun little project to keep us hanging out at least once a month to say hi to each other and look at it. Because you have to watch the films. There's a little bit more time. That's why I don't think more than once a month is because you have to actually take 2 hours out of your day to watch the film. But we're going to do boxing films. And I do have a couple ideas. I did have one idea for the podcast name it'd be called The Final Round. So the final round.
We're echoing Rocky, where it's like every film's supposed to be the last one,
but it's not Rocky films. So to be clear, they're not Rocky films. But there's a lot of great boxing films out there, and that could take us another 5 years of just till we're 60.
It will probably if it's once a month and there's like a shit ton of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the idea of we'll talk offline, but I don't
like
every 2 weeks to watch a film can get pretty. It gets tough to watch watching 2 films a month for me with my timeline can be pretty tricky. So anyways, this was a fun episode. Great discussions. Keep the emails coming. Keep the YouTube comments coming. If you don't, that's fine too. We'll just get more film done. But with that, this episode's over.
I didn't hear no bell.
All right.
I just want to say one